Welcome back everybody, MC here with another video, and today we are going to continue our Terraria expert playthrough. We are going to be making a Hellevator today. In order to access Hell, we have all of the free hard mode bosses killed except for Wall of Flesh. We are going, so it's time to get ready to enter hard mode. We have literally just finished up with the dungeon and we got ourselves the cobalt shield, so we are immune to knockback now, and we are ready to start bombing our way to Hell. I recommend using bombs to get to Hell. I usually start the bombing in the sand area or in the desert area in order to collect sand for bottles and glass and stained glass in particular for money, but also because it's easy to get the first part of the Hellevator done quickly since sand breaks apart very easily. Gotta be careful, of course, not to get yourself crushed by all of the sand. So this is actually one of my favorite parts of Terraria, believe it or not, and it's because I enjoy relaxing and making a Hellevator and knowing that we have a goal in mind, and that is to bomb our way, as I said, to Hell. Once we have this done, we will have one of the biggest jobs of the game finished, and then I think there's probably 2 more major jobs that we need to do when it comes to prepping for bosses, and after that it's just going to be fight bosses, get items, and also try and get towards the end of the game. So when it comes to the Hellevator, I remember when I first started playing Terraria, I think a lot of people probably remember their first time trying to get to Hell as a new player, or even the first few times that you've tried to get to Hell as a new player. And you will literally dig your way to Hell, so you'll dig straight down and you'll be there all day. Now, I believe that the bomb technique does take a bit of time if you want to do it 100% correctly. You can actually use the bomb technique to get to Hell a lot faster if you don't try and do what I do, and that's try and keep the amount of tiles at 7 apart. The reason why I like to keep it at 7 apart is because I want to try and prevent the spread of corruption or crimson, depending on what you have in your world. If you didn't know, if you have corruption or crimson coming near your base and you don't have any access to the contaminator yet, I would recommend pretty much bombing or dynamiting your way down to Hell, straight down obviously, with at least 7 blocks apart, so that the corruption can't get across the gap and it will stop it from spreading. This is particularly useful in master mode. Now, some people say that you don't have to go all the way down to Hell to prevent corruption spread. I personally do go all the way down to Hell because I find it's handy to have multiple ways to Hell in Terraria. So it's good to have a couple of Hellevators. But you probably don't need to go past, say, the cavern layer. Usually the corruption will spread underneath the Hellevator anyway, but it won't come up to the surface if you're lucky, or it'll slow it down enough so that you can finish your playthrough before it comes up. Of course, by the time you get, I think it's the steampunk NPC, you can literally just transform the corruption or crimson into any biome that you wish anyway, so I suppose you only have to buy yourself enough time until you get the steampunker. But when it comes to the Hell Bridge or the Hellevator itself, you are trying to get down to Hell so that you can start, as I mentioned, a Hell Bridge. And then the Hell Bridge is going to allow you to farm for your first hard mode items, but also to get into hard mode and fight Wall of Flesh. So today's video, as I said, will be creating the Hellevator, and then I will be doing the Hell Bridge in the next video. And then after the Hell Bridge, we'll be preparing ourselves for the Wall of Flesh fight. Then we will probably do the Wall of Flesh fight in the same video as the prep. And then after that, we will do some farming for some items. Luckily for you, you don't have to watch all the hours it's going to take to get the items needed for the upgrades that I'm looking for, because I'm going to be looking for items that usually come from mimics, and I'm going to have to farm those items off cam or off YouTube, so you guys don't have to sit through hours of footage of me looking for said items. Where I'll show you everything that you need to do in another video as we get to it, but when it comes to the post Wall of Flesh fight, I always try and find mimics as my first farming enemy, and they don't spawn very often, obviously. So that because they don't spawn very often, it's gonna take a lot of farming to get the items that they drop and get them in my world. So hopefully we can spawn a couple of those. We just need a few water candles and a lot of patience. And I'm probably just going to stick on a YouTube video, actually, probably a Terraria YouTube video. Watch that while I farm, and then I'll literally just record the getting of the items, which isn't going to be too difficult once I get the mimic spawned. But anyway, back to focusing on the Hellevator. We're almost there. A lot of the Hellevator, once you get down to a certain point, comes naturally. So you don't actually have to worry about blowing up holes or blowing up blocks once you get to a certain point. And I usually use bombs all the way down to hell, even though you don't have to. Once you reach a certain point, you could start using your pickaxe, but it's fine. I like to do it all the way to hell, especially if you have a body of water. Now, as you can see, I have a small bit of water. It's not really enough, but if you have a good bit of water with you and you put that into the lava as you get closer to hell, you can actually put yourself in a position where you get lots of obsidian for free, and that way you can get your molten armor. I actually forgot that we're going to be getting molten armor as well, so I need to make some what is it, lava potions, I think they're called. I might be wrong on the name of those ones, but it's like the potion that allows you to go into lava and not have any damage taken. So hopefully we can do that when we get the hell bridge done. In fact, I plan on having the hell bridge and the lava potions and the molten armor all in one go, so I suppose that would be all included in the next episode. As you can see, I'm finally getting some obsidian now, and the obsidian is going to help us massively because there's a few items that you can make with obsidian, and ever since 1.4 they have increased the amount of items that you could make massively and the amount of useful combinations. So I recommend getting a lot of obsidian. You know, I don't really talk about Minecraft much. I do have a Minecraft series on this channel, but I wish obsidian was, first of all, as important as it is in Terraria. I suppose it is in a way, so you can get to the, what is it, the nebula? Not the nebula, the nether. Yeah, the nether. So just goes to show how much Minecraft I play. And I wish it was a little bit easier to mine in Minecraft compared to Terraria. All you have to do in Terraria is bomb water, like the obsidian, obviously. And if you have a bit of water on top of it, it goes straight into the lava and creates more obsidian. It's great. Fortunately, Minecraft is not so easy to mine this stuff. So anyway, we're almost done with our hell bridge. I've pretty much won the lotto when it comes to this little moment right here, because if you look at your right, you will see there is a heart statue, and a heart statue is going to be one of the most important items in the game for our playthrough. It's only an expert playthrough. I suppose it's not going to be as important as it would be if it was a master playthrough, but it's still nice to have a heart statue nonetheless. Pretty much I can use that to create hearts in boss rooms where you can't use the nurse. So we're finally in hell anyway, and this, I'm gonna show you guys actually something that I always felt it was a bit unnecessary when it comes to the Terraria updates, especially for the Reaver Shark on PC. I believe if you're on console, you can still use the Reaver Shark to mine a lot more than what you can on PC. And I will say enjoy that while it lasts, because you're about to get your beloved Reaver Shark nerfed at some point, and it's going to become pretty much useless actually. I don't know why they decided to do that. But anyway, the Reaver Shark doesn't mine the Hellstone anymore. Now, most people already know that. And I can't actually remember, so you guys can help me out. But you can't get the Hellforge either, as you can see here. And that is very annoying, because I know that the Reaver Shark was nerfed, but my god, it's literally useless now. There's no point in even getting it if you're on PC anymore. As I said, if it's on console, please tell me if you guys have still uses for Reaver Shark. I think you guys haven't been put over to 1.4 yet, have you? But also, if you are on console and you're still on 1.3, will you let me know in the comments section if the Reaver Shark mines Hellforges? Because it's so silly. I am going to experiment a little bit here just to show that, or prove to myself, this isn't possible. But you, as far as I'm, well, actually 100% aware now, you can't bomb Hellforges either, which is a pain in the ass. I actually wish that you could bomb them and take them with you. So, in order to get the Hellforge, you need the Molten Pickaxe. In fact, in order to continue the game, pretty much you need to get the Molten Pickaxe. And that's a pain in the ass, because I used to always get the Reaver Shark and then skip the Molten Pickaxe. I know that that's why they nerfed the Reaver Shark, because people were skipping the Molten Pickaxe. But they could have at least met in the middle and have the Reaver Shark do some things, but does absolutely nothing. It's like the worst pickaxe in the game now. So, not even worth the time it takes to fish. Might as well just sell it. So anyway, that is it for another episode of our Terraria playthrough. Thank you very much for hanging out with us today. I will see you again in the next episode, where we take on the Hellstone. We're going to try and make some Molten Armor, Molten Pickaxe, and start our Hellbridge, which is one of my favorite parts of the game in general, but I don't think I'm going to be showing you all of the work it takes, because it's almost 2,000 blocks of Hellbridge that I usually put down. That's going to take a lot of time. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. I will see you again in the next video, and ta-ta!